This is the official breakdown of my Chrome Byte commercial.
Bacon, pass out, but I back for me. 2 tones, AP. A nigga back at it, doing magic.
So Byte is essentially the product that I created. It's an external drive, but what makes them unique is that they come in several different colors. They're just as fast as a Samsung, they're just as fast as a SanDisk. So when I created this product, I wanted it to be marketed in a way that was extremely fun and exciting and just allow my creativity to flow, especially in these types of projects. I'm a big believer in creating things that people have never seen before. So when I went into shooting Chrome Byte, I wanted it to really look super futuristic. I took a look at the product. It's super shiny. It looks like it was made in 2080, ahead of its time. It's one of my special edition colors of my product. It has to be something tied to the future. It has to be futuristic. Immediately thought of like a high-end, like tech space, robotic type commercial. Wardrobe, location, and the song choice were the top 3 things I was thinking of when this idea came to mind. Wardrobe, I was obviously thinking chrome. I had my character or my model dress in like a chrome fit. Huge shout out to Chris. He is one of my favorite models to work with. We have done so many projects together, and all the projects we do work on are like mind-blowing. It's probably some of my best work anytime we work together, so I knew I had to bring him on. Also, my good friend Mark, had to bring him on too as well. I was looking for like a researcher or like a scientist, like doctor type vibe. So I put Mark in that role, and then I put Chris as the model or like the robot. I don't think Chris has any acting experience. I know he takes direction very well. I was like, hey, I know this can be a little bit uncomfortable, but like I'm gonna have to I was like, hey, I need you to act like a robot, like your moves, the way your body is moving. I need you to be like very robotic-like, and you'll see why in post-production. And he was like, I'm down to do it, let's do it. I trust you. Something like that, with some machinery going. Yeah. And then you'll hold up like this. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah, that's it right there. For the establishing scenes, I had the doctor essentially test the robot and ask him a question to see if he was ready for the real world. Because the real world, you know, you would use an external drive. They were trying to make like solutions for creatives to see if it was good enough to do that. Part of the script was like, hey, Project 07, create a solution for external storage. When I was directing Chris, I was like, hey, I need you to act like your robot. When he says his script or his line, I need you to just act like you awaken. So I had him essentially like come into place as I either push the camera forward. I knew that the sound effects would be extremely crucial here. So I used the sound effects to my advantage and allowed that to create the space of it being in like a futuristic timeline. It also had people watching the video know that Chris was like a robot.
Project Byte 07. Create an external solution for this computer for me.
As you guys know, I'm huge on song selection. I believe that music can make or break a video. You guys know who my favorite artist is, hopefully by now. It's Travis Scott. I like to use like a lot of hip hop and like a lot of rap songs in the type of work I'm doing. This song stood out to me a lot more because of what it was saying in the song. As I was looking for a song that was hype, that I wanted to help build the story, looking through some old playlists, and I found a song with Future and Lil Uzi. As I started listening to the song, I was like, I think this is it. And then he said one line, and I knew that that was the song I was going to choose for this video.
I got that chrome on me.
You know I got the Rex.
Because now it's all in alignment. It was like, he's saying chrome, I'm shooting my product as chrome. The characters in the film are wearing chrome. It was all just tied together, and I was like, this is a song I want to use. So I had the song in my head, I had the characters that I wanted to use, and now it was coming down to finding a location. Because the budget wasn't like anything crazy, I was just trying to, you know, shoot the video with a minimum budget and obviously save money. I just found a studio that was like $50 an hour. The reason why I chose it is because it looked pretty futuristic, and I knew that I wouldn't need too many like lights. In fact, I didn't use any lighting on the set. I just used what they had. It was 2 triangle LED bars on either side of like this box looking studio set. I was like, I'm gonna shoot the whole commercial here. We shot it in 2.5 hours roughly. Very interesting studio space because it was very loud in there, so recording audio was extremely difficult. I believe the owner was like an artist or something. He was playing his music like very loud and having like a music session while we were filming. The speakers were going crazy. The room was shaking. It was a pretty difficult situation to film in. That's why, you know, it's important that you find a really good studio. Huge shout out to Arlo Studios, huge shout out to EXO Studios. Those two studios are amazing in the Atlanta area, with EXO being in the Norcross area. I was just extremely grateful for those two studios specifically because I know that when I go there, my experience is always going to be great. I don't have to worry about loud music playing. I have the whole place to myself. Their customer service is top tier. Both studios are. I highly recommend them if you ever need photos or video done. Regardless of the situation, you know, I'm always very positive going into things like that. It didn't interrupt my filming process, thankfully, besides the audio piece. When it comes to a shot list, I don't necessarily have a shot list for a lot of my commercials. That sounds terrible. I know it's very helpful with time efficiency, but I don't like being confined. I like to come to a set and kind of just get fresh ideas like while I'm in the moment, literally living in the present moment on set. I did have a gimbal, but I only used it for one shot. Everything else was handheld. In terms of gear, I shot it on the camera that I'm filming on right now, which was the Sony a7S III. It's been my camera for about 2 to 3 years now. I absolutely love it. It's probably the best camera I've ever used up until this point in my career. The quality is insane. It shoots 4K 120. The colors look great. The autofocus is insane. This camera has all pros and I know 0 cons. It's lightweight. It's very powerful. I use it for a lot of my projects. I'm starting to venture out into new cameras now, but the Sony a7S III is one of the best cameras I've ever used in my entire life. The lenses I used for this video was a 24-70 G Master, the second version, and then I used a 10mm. I like a lot of wide angle shots. I think it gives like really cool perspectives, especially when you like do push-ins and do a lot of, you know, corkscrew shots. But I would say about 80% of it was shot on the 24-70. For post-production, I use Final Cut Pro as my main editor. It is the one I'm most comfortable with. Is the one I've essentially mastered, which is why I'm so proficient in it. Premiere Pro is actually very difficult for me to understand. I used it back like 4 years ago, just never touched it ever again. I have DaVinci, but it's only for post-production workflow. I don't even use it for color grading. I only use it to convert like Blackmagic files to ProRes so I can actually use it in my Final Cut Pro editor. Everything I do is 100% in Final Cut Pro. Sound effects I used was from a website called Epidemic Sound. It was very easy to find exactly what I needed. I knew I needed futuristic sounds. I knew I needed robotic noises and like steam hisses and button clicks, chimes. First thing I do is add the music in, so I listen to the song, find the best part I want to use or find the parts of the song that I only want to use. I start adding my clips in and start cutting from there. I didn't really add music to the beginning of the video, but I ended up just kind of giving like an ambient feel. If you can hear in the video while it's playing at the beginning, it's like you sound like you're in like a space lab.
Project Busy Byte 07. Create an external solution for this computer for me.
I knew in post-production I wanted to give the video a cooler look or feel. When I say cooler, I mean color temperature. So I kept my white balance at around 4200 when we shot. And then I knew in post-production I would make sure that everything was very cool. I really didn't want any warm tones in this film. All I did was add like some skin correction and that was it. Everything else I kept really cool white. Add the music, then I add the clips, cut it all up, color grade, and then once everything's finalized, I add my sound effects. I go over all my sound effects, I layer all my sound effects, I give a lot of them reverb. I make sure they cut in on sync and end out smoothly. That was just a quick rundown of the Chrome Byte commercial. If you like more breakdowns like this, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to create more when I have time. But thank you so much for watching this video and much more to come. Man don't work, man don't eat.